to the podcast, everybody. I'm Colton.
Uh,
Jacob.
I'm Nick.
We're going to be talking about a little bit of sports, a little bit of pop culture stuff, and then we're going to have a random topic at the end, a Jacob special, if you will. So, first thing we're going to walk right into is we're going to talk about the divisional round and how that went for, we had two people in this podcast team still in it and played each other, and I'm looking forward to talking about that game, but it's going to happen. So, first game we got is Chiefs-Jags. Pat Mahomes going down definitely didn't help the Chiefs. Definitely was in favor of the Jags, and going forward with the Chiefs having to play the Bengals. What was y'all's thoughts on that game?
Unfortunate
I think
injury.
the Chiefs played well.
You got it?
Sorry about that, Jacob.
Go ahead.
I think the Chiefs played well. Of course, like you said, with Patrick Mahomes going down, that kind of, I think, took the life out of them, and they put a little bit of life in the Jaguars, but Jaguars aren't there yet on the Chiefs level. Trevor Lawrence played a great game, minus that one interception.
Definitely came at a not opportune time there at the end of the game. That fumble on the goal line really set everything back. He doesn't fumble. You're looking at the Jags got the ball back, they kicked the field goal. You're looking at a 27-27 game going into a minute and a half left.
Yep, and I definitely think majority of us had the Chiefs winning, maybe by a little bit more than what they actually did. But I'm interested to see how Mahomes bounces back in this next game against the Bengals, and how much that the ankle sprain may affect him.
High ankle sprains, it's never good. You never want to see something like that. It's a horrible injury. So last week's picks, we had Kyle said the Chiefs were going to cover. Jacob said the Chiefs were going to cover. Nick said the Chiefs were going to cover. I said the Jags weren't going to win, but they'd cover, and I was the only one that was right. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Dude, it's because Mahomes got hurt. It's because Mahomes got hurt. If he would not have gotten hurt, I feel like it would have been a blowout.
Maybe.
I agree.
Mahomes doesn't play defense.
Unfortunately, dude, it doesn't matter, man. Mahomes would have been Mahomes, man.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
The Chiefs were able to score without him, though.
Yeah. One of my best bets for the week got messed up because Mahomes went down. I had the Chiefs Jags over 52.5. Ended up 47. I think if Mahomes is in there, 5 more points find their way into the game somehow. At the first 6. But Jacob, what was your thoughts on that game?
I think it was unfortunate for the Chiefs to start the game. Mahomes going down. I guess it really didn't end up mattering this past weekend, but kind of went. It went the way I expected it, minus the. I thought the Chiefs were going to win by a bit more, but again, I think that mainly comes down to little ankle,
Yep, absolutely. 9.5 points is sorry, Nick. 9.5 points is a lot for an NFL game, especially the playoffs. But like you said, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. It's definitely possible he stays healthy the whole game. They win by 10-14. Go ahead, Nick.
Dude, I think if they would have played Cincy, I think they would have lost when Mahomes went down.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think they play anybody else in the playoffs, they lose.
That's what I'm saying. So they're lucky. I'm be honest, the Jags with the teams that were remaining, the Jags were definitely the bottom. In terms of just the whole team. So I don't know. At first I was pretty comfortable with the Chiefs going all the way to Super Bowl, but now I don't know, man. Especially with Mahomes' ankle, it's tough. He's probably just gonna load up on painkillers, so I respect it.
He's gonna cortisone shots. He's gonna be good to go, man. He ain't gonna feel shit. Yeah, man. So we can go ahead and hop into the second game. Not much more to be said on that point. Giants Eagles. You want to talk about a beat down? That was just. The Giants didn't even look competitive. That was bad. I had said Philly was going to win and that they would cover, but I didn't think they were going to win by 31 in a playoff game. You'd think the Giants were going to put up a little bit better of a fight, but good Lord. What do you think, Jacob?
Same exact thing you're thinking. ultimately I was not surprised with the outcome, but I was not expecting just a whooping. I was expecting at least I figured double digits, but not 30. So I think more like 10.
Yeah, straight up. What about you, Nick? What was your takeaways from that game?
I mean, I'm pretty sure last week I said it was going to be a blowout. Somebody forgot to record, so we don't have proof of that.
Whoa.
But
Low blow.
I think I said it was going to be a blowout, and I stand by it because I don't know. I didn't believe the Giants. They were kind of like the Jags to me. Like they're that's a cool Cinderella story, but they're not going to go far. They're just not built for it.
So like a little bit of a New York hatred there.
Yeah, fuck the Giants.
Fair enough. What do you think, Paul?
Oh, well, like Nick said, something didn't get recorded last week, and I was on the record saying that the Giants were going to cover I believe it was 7.5.
Yep,
when we discussed it. I wouldn't say it. I don't know. I'm still kind of torn on it. The Giants definitely didn't play up to what they could have, and I don't know if that quite attests to what the Eagles can do, or if maybe they just caught the Giants on a bad day and the Eagles came to play. So I've been saying it though. Jalen Hurts is that guy.
Yep.
So I did pick the Eagles to win, but I didn't think the Giants would get a little bit of a stronger performance. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So the picks that we had last week, Kyle said the Giants were going to cover, but they don't win. Jacob, me, and Call said that the Eagles were going to cover. Granted, I thought it was going to be 10-14. I did not expect 31. Yep. Way to go.
Hey, my phone is on that high power vibration.
I understand. Go look at that. Go look at what I said.
Anyway, the Giants are garbage. The Eagles are good.
Yeah, I think you got to pump the brakes on Danny Dimes. I mean, yeah, he looked great versus the Vikings, but the Vikings have been frauds. Vikings have been frauds all year, I think. I mean, Danny Dimes is a good quarterback, but I mean, it showed really bad in that game that he's just not there yet. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think?
I've been pretty against Danny Dimes when he first came into the league for sure, but I think he took a big step forward this season, and like you said, I don't think he was quite ready maybe for that big step like some of these other quarterbacks we have in the playoffs right now. But I think he can get there. I mean, for sure. I think this is a great stepping stone for him into the next season, and
I think getting another year in Dayball's offense, I think he'll be all right. I mean, Dayball, I think, is my pick for the year. I mean, he turned that whole franchise around. I mean, not good last year.
Yeah, but if they don't keep Saquon, they're kind of screwed. Isn't he a free agent?
I saw that he turned down a $12 million a year.
Yeah, so I think he's a free agent this year, and he's not re-signed yet. So if they lose him, dude, he's. I feel like if Saquon wasn't there, they probably wouldn't have had a great year, for sure. So they got to re-sign. If they don't, then who knows how Danny Dimes will look? You know what I mean?
Yep. What about you, Jacob? What do you think?
I mean, I don't necessarily think Danny, as of right now, I don't think he's a quarterback you could go and win a championship with. But he's showing improvement, kind of on an upward, direction. I guess only up from here unless he takes the Zach Wilson route next year.
All right, so we hop into the next game of the week. The big surprise of the week for many, not really. I mean, I didn't think they were going to win by this much. I did pick them to win, but if you goes over the Bills, I mean, Bills weren't even competitive. They had one offensive touchdown. They looked bad on offense. Josh Allen turning the ball over. I mean, this postseason, Josh Allen looked awful. Like, think he had like a 57.4 QBR in the 2 games that he played in. I mean, Stephon Diggs disappearing in the biggest games of the year is a definite problem. Him running out of the locker room before McDermott could even give his post-game speech is a problem. I mean, Bengals look good, man. Joe Burrow's that guy. I think their offense is clicking at the right time. I don't know. That's all I got to say about them. What do y'all think?
I agree.
Joe Burrow's him.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead, Nick.
No, you go ahead, man.
I was just saying, Joe Burrow's full of swag. He has that. I didn't like him in college. He has that arrogance. I'm like he is that guy, and he knows that, and I think he wears it well. I'm kind of starting to respect it now as I've kind of seen him. It's hard to be defeated when you have that kind of confidence. So I think that kind of transpires throughout the whole locker room, and they kind of take that and run with it.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, he's got like a
bragging.
Wait, what did Eli Apple do?
Over on the sideline, like.
The video of him
better than he is.
Hosting the fans.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, he's so funny. He's so bad. I don't know how he's on the NFL roster.
Like clown. What he is.
Cold stuff bag.
But so okay, Joe Burrow. Yeah, dude, he's. I feel like he's like those, or he could be one of those players where, like a Brady or like a LeBron, he can turn it on in the playoffs type thing. Like you can kind of coast through the regular season as long as you get in the playoffs, and in the playoffs are like a different monster, I guess. I mean, he's shown in the past 2 years he can do that with how bad the O-line is. So I feel like if he keeps doing it, he could you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. I mean, like one of those guys who just like when January comes, he's on. Like yeah.
Interesting two athletes to compare him to, though. Tom Brady and LeBron James.
You know what I mean? Though, you know how LeBron is like he'll coast through the regular season, and then whenever playoffs come, it's like LeBron.
Playoff LeBron's a different animal.
Yeah, exactly. Like that kind of.
I mean, honestly, the Bengals O-line held up surprisingly well. I mean, I said that last week. That was the key to the game. Ed Oliver, they had to stop Ed Oliver. They couldn't allow a lot of pressure, a lot of sacks. Had to get the run game going, and I think that's one of the major reasons why. I mean, the Bengals won. The O-line actually held up surprisingly well. And, I mean, the Bills just can't run the ball. Like, it's such an issue. Like, outside of Allen, they just can't run it.
Maybe they need to go Saquon.
Yeah, or draft
Bijan. That would be interesting.
That would be – you put Saquon on the Bills, I mean, that's a championship team. Right,
or they get Bijan?
Yeah, straight up. What do you think, Jacob? What was your key takeaways from that game?
From the Bengals Bills?
Yeah.
Well, again, this was not recorded last week because of a mishap on Colton's part. But I was saying that Burrow's him. I do agree. But I was also on the argument that Josh Allen is himmer. And watching that game, I don't know. It kind of hurts that I said that, and he's, letting me down a little bit. I still do think Josh Allen's got it, but Burrow's got it in all caps. So,
yep. Yeah. You want to look over the picks from last week? Kyle said the Bills money line, but the Bengals would cover. Bengals did in fact cover. Jacob said the Bills would cover. I said the Bengals would win. And then Nick said the Bills would cover. So,
it's because you're wearing LSU gear. That's the only reason why.
What's that?
It's because of your LSU gear. You're feeling a little biased and it paid off.
Joe Shiesty, man. Nah, I mean, it was like what Nick said. Joe Burrow can just turn it up in the playoffs, and I mean, you put him in a game like that, and I definitely felt like they were like, and they've shown this in the interviews and stuff. They felt disrespected by the NFL already selling tickets to a Bills-Chiefs neutral site game. And, I mean, the Bengals, they're reigning Super Bowl appearance. I mean, I felt like that was a little disrespectful. I mean, you saw it at the end of the game. They were interviewing Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow's first thing was, better go get y'all's refunds. I mean, that's enough to piss a team off. That's bulletin board material, and that's not something you want to give Joe Burrow, especially in the playoffs, and the Bengals as a whole. I mean,
I agree.
It's not something you want to do. And
I was just bummed. I thought the Bills would play harder because of Damar Hamlin. So I was just like, dang, man. Like, I thought they were going to, like, do a, run and be, like, cool type thing. But they just, like, laid a dud. So it was kind of lame.
And on that Damar Hamlin topic, have any of y'all seen the recent conspiracies? I was chatting with Colton about it.
What?
Yeah,
I
so
haven't.
basically, from what I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the pictures, all the videos, all that of Damar Hamlin since he got out of the hospital, he's been in like heavy jackets, face covered. Nobody's
also
like
Buffalo in the
seen
winter.
him. For sure, yeah. I'm not on the conspiracy. It's just fun fun to watch people go down the conspiracy rabbit hole, and sometimes you'll see something and be like, that kind of makes sense, and then you got to kind of dial it back. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it.
It's kind of sad how fast that stuff kind of comes about.
For sure.
It's like one person has a question, post on Twitter, post on TikTok, and then boom. Yeah. Is Damar Hamlin dead? And is he cloned? Like, come on, bro.
Come on.
NFL cloned him. Dude, Goodell cloned him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 24 degrees and snowing sideways in Buffalo. Yeah, he's going to have coat and face cover on. Like, I mean.
Did you guys see that shot? It was like, it was in the middle of the game. They're like, let's take a look at Damar Hamlin, like, in the suite. Dude, you couldn't see anything. It was just a blizzard.
Yeah.
They were on that shot for, like, 30 seconds. It was kind of funny.
It helps the conspiracy that he came out on Twitter, posted himself next to his mural in the exact same outfit, and was like, hey, clone. That's what he said. That was his caption.
It was cool to see him back, though, at the game, supporting his team. Like,
is it him?
I mean,
was it even him? I'm kidding.
Yes, it was. I just think that kind of rebound. I mean, that was one of the scariest things I've ever seen watching a football game. And I'm just, I think I speak for everybody here. We're all glad he's okay and back to watching his team play. Hopefully, he can make a full recovery and come back and play. If he can't, I mean, all the support to him. All right, so we can go ahead and move on to the game that I absolutely do not want to talk about. Obviously, this wasn't recorded last week, so Jacob is a 49ers fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. Cowboys got me in hell right now, I'm not going to lie. So talking about this game, go ahead. There it is. We'll go ahead.
It's not pretty, bro.
If they had a bobblehead for him, I'd have it, but I don't.
Yeah.
Imagine having the backups bobblehead.
Well, he could technically start the Super Bowl if he's ready.
You go ahead and take it from here, Jacob. I'll let you say your thoughts first, and I'll go last.
I mean, obviously, I think that the overall Niners could have played better. I wasn't expecting as close of a game, but I think there was some. Dan Quinn kind of had us figured out for a lot of the game. So props to Cowboys defense. I honestly thought we torched y'all. But I've never been a Dak hater. I've always thought that the Dak hate is a little bit much. But that was one of the worst performances. It just felt like every time y'all needed something, Dak fucked it up. It could have even been a wider margin. There was almost a pick six at the end of the game. There was almost a safety where Eric Armstead actually pulled off a little bit because he thought he might get penalized for trucking Dak. And then possibly it's kind of a hard, in my mind, you got funny endings of a playoff game. You've got Dak to Turpin, or you have Dak quarterback draw. Well, no, there's some more in there, but I'm gonna hold those for a different day.
We don't need to break up, so.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, as a Niners fan, I'm happy, but we got to go play the Eagles in Philly. and they just blew the Giants out of the water. Even though you could say it's kind of similar to how the Cowboys blew the Bucks out of the water. So,
yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you on the Dak stuff. I love Dak. I've always been a Dak believer. I think he gets too much hate from the fan base. I was happy when they signed him to the $40 million contract because I thought he deserved to get his money even after he broke his ankle. I mean, it's always nice to see somebody get paid, especially a good person like he is. Like, I'm glad he's going to be set financially in the future. I don't think you can win a championship with him. I really don't. After the, like, obviously he broke his thumb and had to get surgery and everything this season. So the regular season stuff, I mean, yeah, he had some moments where it was like, that's not good. Then, they go play the Bucks last week. He played out of his mind. I mean, that was one of the best performances I've ever seen him play. And then now he comes out and does this. I mean, this is all the credit to the 49ers defense. Miko Ryans is that guy. Defense is great. They had Dak in hell. You got to make the plays, man. The two picks that you threw were just like, they weren't even close. I mean, the one that ricocheted off into another guy's hands, he hit the dude in the fucking chest. Like, he hit the defender in the chest with the pass. Like, he can't. I mean, I just don't think you can win a championship with him. I mean, this game is not at all on Brett Maher either. I mean, you ask him to go kick 2 field goals, he makes both of them. Yeah, the extra point. I mean, at the end of the day, the extra point didn't matter. I mean, it wasn't going to go in. It got blocked. I mean, 1 point. You asked him to kick 2 field goals, he made both. I mean, what more do you want from the guy? I mean, I don't think you can cut him either. He went 31 of 34 on field goals this year. The Vikings game, he kicked 2 60-yarders back to back. I mean, you can't let recency bias make a drastic decision like that because of something like because he misses a bunch of extra points when in the end none of them mattered at all. A couple more thoughts on the 49ers. I mean, defense looks great. Cowboys defense made Brock Purdy look very average. He did not have a good game. Cowboys defense had him running for his life, which is what I expected them to do. Michael Parsons looked great. DeMarcus Lawrence was living in the backfield. Don Ridgeway, they were all doing great. Purdy looked average. I mean, there's no way about it. The defense had y'all figured out for the first 3 1/4 of the quarters, and then that fourth quarter was just running the ball down your throat, hitting the guys open in the middle. I mean, Brock Purdy didn't get challenged to make a hard throw. As simple as that. I mean, he hit the open man, which is what he's supposed to do. Not taking that away from him at all. He's an NFL quarterback. He looks like he belongs. He didn't do anything special. That game was not on him. That was the damn George Kittle game. That's what that was. That man is a freak.
Dude, that catch.
Dude, that was insane.
Fucking boink. Right there, bro.
I thought it was Kittle taking off.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Oh, yeah.
Trayvon Diggs, I think you can tell, like, he knew if he hit him, it was going to be a 15-yard defenseless receiver penalty. So he kind of pulled up and, like, went to the side. But if I was Trayvon Diggs, I would have done the same shit. I wouldn't want to hit Kittle straight up like that.
I don't think Trayvon Diggs wants to hit anybody. So
yeah, I don't know. I think he's kind of scared of contact, but that's whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Cowboys do this every year. I'm not surprised whatsoever. I thought we would I said we would win by 1 or 2. I thought if we lost, it would be by 3. But, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, Niners are moving on. Cowboys are going home. Got a lot of decisions to make in the offseason. We'll see what happens. But now I'll let the two the non-fan parties take it over from here. What do y'all think?
Oh, you go ahead. Ladies first.
I think it was definitely a 49ers defense day. Mm-hmm. Defense is just amazing. And big part of D'Amico Ryans, future Texans head coach in the off season.
Damn, okay.
I don't disagree with Colton saying about Brock Purdy, hitting the throws. I do not think he looked average. I think for a 7th round, last pick of the draft rookie, he played extremely well. 19 for 29. I have it right here. 214 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. It's pretty good. It was a defensive day, in all actuality. Again, we're going to keep referencing this previous broadcast that did not get recorded because of Jacob. I talked about the game being won in the trenches, like every game is, and that in order to win the game, it was going to be down to the rushing. And I thought Zeke had to have a good game. Pollard is the Cowboys playmaker outside of CeeDee Lamb. It's him and CeeDee Lamb. That's it. That's all they have.
Yep.
When Zeke has a good game and Pollard has a good game, you're not going to beat the Cowboys.
Yep.
Pollard got hurt. Very unfortunate. And I've talked to many Cowboys fans today at work, and it seems like the consensus is as soon as Pollard was out, it was over. They knew it. They accepted the fact that was it. Zeke had 10 carries for 26 yards, and before Pollard got hurt, he had 6 carries for 22 yards. Not going to win a game. Not going to win a game. Especially when Dak is not the Dak that you want. It'll never win a game. So I think I'm not the biggest Dak fan. I'm not the biggest Dak hater. I'm kind of and I think he's mediocre. He does have some really good stats though since his entrance into the league. I think in 2016, he leads just about every statistical category for that draft class, and the majority of quarterbacks who've been in the league even longer than that. So I don't know where you go. I was talking to some friends, and Dak is one of those. That gray area where it's like, okay, we got to get rid of Dak. Well, who are you going to get to replace him? Statistical wise, he's done really well. Who are you going to get to replace him? And will that be an actual upgrade, or you bring into the whole system thing? Well, maybe somebody else will fit a system better. Maybe. I think you have to get more playmakers. That's the biggest offseason target should be for the Cowboys, and I think Kellen Moore should be fired for that last play. Jesus, what was that, bro? Like seriously, what did he think was gonna happen?
I saw the vision.
Not only I see you get the pass off, great. You throw it to the one person that has nobody that's even remotely close to behind him that he can pitch the ball to.
And threw it off target too.
And the closest player that could have got the ball pitched back to him was Dak himself.
Yep.
Like, come on, it's terrible. That was the worst play call I think I've ever seen in an NFL game.
Got a little fun fact for y'all. I want to talk about the weapons. So this year, Michael Gallup had more 0-yard games than he did 50-yard games. Like Kyle said, outside of CD and Pollard, there's literally nobody. Schultz he's okay. Can't block to save his damn life. He's an okay receiving threat. Noah Brown cost the Cowboys the 1 seed with the game against the Jags. Gallup he didn't look healthy all season coming off that ACL. I know it's hard to come back from, but he didn't look healthy. And what you got? Devontae Turpin out there. He's 5'8", man.
He picked up T.Y. Hilton to throw him the ball 5 times in his time with the Cowboys, maybe.
Right, and on that play where they threw it deep to CD, where Fred Warner was covering CD, T.Y. was wide open. There was literally nobody within 10 yards of him. You hit T.Y., it's a touchdown, like easy touchdown. Another going back to Dak about how he just, I don't know.
Take the reins, Nick. Take the reins.
Please, somebody else talk.
Well,
I am frustrated. This team doesn't do this every fucking year.
Anyway, I'm a little on the different side. I was 100% confident the Niners were going to win. Their defense is so good that they don't need Brock Purdy to be crazy. He just needs to manage the game, dude. That's all they need from him. And he had no turnovers. That's all you can really ask with how really good their team is built. So it doesn't matter. And I knew the Cowboys were going to be the Cowboys. Yep. And they really exceeded my expectations in that matter. And it really brightened my Sunday up a lot.
Damn.
So, yeah, that's all I got to say about the matter.
The Jets getting eliminated in week 16 really made that day good too.
Week 16 is better than week 2. So
we got a playoff win. We got a playoff win this year, so
you didn't win it all, man. We're all in the same boat here.
If that's your label of success, then
You're
We'll
still didn't win you didn't win a ring, bro. We're in the same boat. You didn't win a
Aren't
ring.
you like third in your division?
And just to be fair, I'm going to take an unbiased opinion right here. There really can't be any Cowboys Jets beef because both teams have a quarterback problem. Both teams have a and the Jets could be better.
Have not beaten the Jets since 2007.
Ooh.
So, boom.
Damn.
And they've played like twice, and the Jets have won both times. You can't talk mess.
Damn.
Our
Talk
team is
much
better than
mess
your
I
team.
No, they are not.
From head-to-head standpoint.
Kyle's
Two
just,
games
he's
in
trying to
16
avoid the
years.
spotlight right now.
Doesn't matter,
This
man.
is-
2-0. Scoreboard, baby.
God. Yeah, we'll go with that. But I think the Cowboys are worse off in their quarterback decision because you have two guys or three, honestly, on rookie contracts, and Dak is making $40 million. Who's going to eat Dak's contract, and who's going to be an upgrade? The Jets can just cut all of them off rookie deals, have all the cap space they need, trade up, and draft another quarterback and try it again for the 20th year in a row.
We're getting A-Rod, baby.
Yeesh.
Discount double check.
So we can. I think that's enough.
Well,
Cowboys.
I just have one. No, I have one like genuine question. It's really just 3 words. Cowboys.
Do it.
What happened? I had to.
He didn't have
Just
the
wanna go
dub
back-
on the end.
I want to go back just really quick.
Oh God.
There was a kickoff that Turpin ran back. He ran straight into Robbie Gold.
Elderly
It's just
gold.
funny. I'm sorry. It's just
I
funny.
mean, he cuts left or right, and it's a touchdown. Like easy. He has the speed. Nobody's catching it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I-
obviously, it's very difficult to cut when you're moving that damn fast. But I mean, bro, you're getting paid to do this shit.
Personally, I would have
Come
made the
on.
cut, so that's all that matters, really.
I would have just heard of him.
I would ran him over.
That's what he tried to do, and it didn't work out.
That's true.
Yeah, bro, it was like 5'8", 150 pounds, soaking wet, trying to run people over.
Robbie Gold.
They're not.
Yeah, he's like 48. Not actually.
Yeah, but he's like 6'2".
Real man.
Also, I thought the Ray McLeod punt fumble was going to be very similar to Kyle Williams. So, if y'all want to go back and watch that, it would have been a heartbreaker for sure. It's like deja vu.
Yeah. So we'll go over the picks for that game. Kyle said the Cowboys were going to cover, but the Niners would win. Niners won and covered. Jacob said the Niners win and cover. So I said the Cowboys would win outright because I'm not picking against my team. It's just not going to happen. And then Nick said the Niners would cover.
Boom.
There we go.
Got
So
him.
now we
Because
can
it cost
wrap up
Niners fan.
the divisional round, and let's move to the championship rounds. So we start off with the Bengals versus the Chiefs. I'm not gonna go first. I'll let Nick go first. Nick, what do you got in Bengals Chiefs, man?
Dude, oh man. If Mahomes wasn't hurt, 100% Chiefs, but that's a tough one, man. Wait, is there like what's the spread? Or
Well,
are we
that's
not really
I got it right now. Oh, it moved actually. It was KC -1 earlier when I looked at it. I just pulled it up. It's Cincinnati -1.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What you
If
got?
Mahomes
man?
plays, which I think he is going to play, I'm going to take the Chiefs at home. I think that, like, dude, they're going to load him up on painkillers, and he's just going to go do whatever the hell he does, man. I think he's good enough. I don't know. I'm going to go Chiefs, but it'll be a very, very close one. But,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Jacob. What do you got? What's your thoughts for this game?
Again, I agree with Nick. It fully depends on Mahomes and what his status is. If there's no Mahomes, I think it's easily Cincy runs off with it. But I would be willing to put my life on the line to say that Mahomes will at least play. And so, I don't know. I'm still confident in the Chiefs. I think the Bengals are actually the smarter pick, but I think Mahomes is going to miraculously do something crazy they'll at least squeak out a win, and then give them a week off to recover for the Super Bowl. So I'm going Chiefs.
Gotcha. All right, Kyle, what you got now?
I'm a underdog type of guy. Especially when there's kind of a trend of things going. I think that trend, anytime that I'm ready to talk about it, bet about it, whatever, it's going to come to an end, right? Surely the Bengals can't beat the Kansas City Chiefs for the fourth time in a row in a big game, right? Surely not. Mahomes is hurt, bad ankle, he's playing, put your life on it. Cincinnati wins.
Ooh, damn.
Do they cover?
Yeah, one. I mean, who really wins by one, honestly, or two? It's gonna be a close game, but I got them by cover.
Yep. Pat Mahomes plays. He doesn't play. I got the Bengals either way. Bengals are gonna win this game. They're gonna go into Arrowhead. Joe Burrow's gonna do what he does. Jamar Chase is gonna gritty all over him. I mean, I got the Bengals to win and cover. I think. I mean, Coach Shiesty in the playoffs, man. Can't stop him. I
don't know, man. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
I think if Mahomes plays, we'll get a shootout. If he's good enough to play like he usually does, I think he'll get a shootout. But if he's on a bum ankle, I don't think it'll be close. Because if he's not 100%, Bengals will win this game by at least a touchdown.
I don't know. I'm going back to what Kyle. Oh, so I'm sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
I keep going back to what Kyle said. I know you made it a reason not to pick the Bengals, but dude, no way they beat him for a fourth time. I'm just thinking about it like that. I don't know.
That's how I think too.
Yeah, no way they beat him for a fourth time, which I know you used it for the Bengals, but
yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good game. Definitely gonna be a good game. I think it'll be game of the weekend, but that just depends solely on Mahomes. But
true.
Yeah, I mean both of the conference championship games this weekend. The spreads are very small, so I think we're going to get two really competitive games, and I think it'll be a good Super Bowl matchup, whatever happens.
Your spread is small.
Okay, so we can go ahead and move on to the 49ers and Eagles game. So right now the Eagles are favored by 2.5. So Jacob, you're the Niners fan. Let's hear it. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your pick and the reasoning behind that pick.
Obviously, I'm saying Niners win. I think opposite of what we had this past weekend. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game for sure. I think both teams are going to score 20 plus. But I would guess that my guess is going to be 35-31 Niners. Or something along those lines. I definitely think it's going to be more than 20, both teams, with the Niners winning. A couple things to keep an eye on, though. So McCaffrey was kind of nursing his calf versus the Cowboys. That's why if you're watching, Elijah Mitchell was doing the dagger runs. He almost had that one actually that he almost screwed up and he went out of bounds. Had me panicking a little bit. But I think hopefully McCaffrey rests as much as he can, because I saw a stat where it was the Eagles, I believe it was their effectiveness against the run on defense. They're one of the worst in the league. So they're really good pass-wise, but run-wise they have not been very good. And while the Cowboys were actually relatively high, I don't remember the exact rankings, but going back on what Kyle said last week, it's going to come down to the run game. It's going to come down to the trenches. And also Hassan Reddick, if he has a big game or not. And then just on the other side, if the Niners can play similar defense, we should be winnable. Hopefully, have a little bit more fireworks. I love scoring. So, yeah, I think Niners.
What you think?
I think I'll rock with the 49ers. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan.
Well,
I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I think he has that kind of same it factor as Joe Burrow, maybe a little bit more humble. But I think, just like Jacob was saying, it's to come down to the running game, and we know the Eagles can run the ball. We know the 49ers can run the ball. I don't really see all of that short line, QB sneaks or all that kind of stuff working against a good 49ers front. Jacob, how is y'all's defensive backs? You're pretty stout in the pass defense.
Our weakness is our secondary. We're down our two best corners, but have been for a large majority of the season. So, one of those picks yesterday with it was Diamador Lenore. He's from Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. He'd been kind of picked on throughout the season, but he's been picking it up in these last like quarter of the season. Plus, he's had a pretty good playoff. I would say though the weakest area of the secondary is probably Hafunga, which is kind of surprising to say since he is an All-Pro. But he's the one where if anybody's getting torched, it's usually him. But on the flip side of that, you had that play. I don't know if y'all remember last night where they brought him off the edge and blew up a handoff. Would have been sick if he would have made the tackle, but he at least prevented the handoff, made Dak run it, and so kind of prevented him. But yeah, secondary is the weakness for sure.
I think they'll have to make Philadelphia throw the ball, and Jalen Hurts kind of gets the short end of the stick when it comes to throwing the ball from a lot of people, but I think he can do it. Mm-hmm. I just don't think he'll probably do it this week, and I think the 49ers defense prevails in a lower scoring affair. I think they probably both score around 20 or somewhere around there, but 49ers defense wins the game.
He's got the tools though. He has the receivers. Got a good tight end.
And I hope he proves me wrong. Like I said, man, I'm a big fan of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think the Eagles win. The Eagles cover. I mean, 2.5. I mean, you kick a game-winning field goal at the end. 2.5 isn't anything. I think the Eagles come out. I mean, you already have deficiencies in the 49ers secondary, and the Eagles' offensive line, I think, is a lot better than the Cowboys' offensive line. So I think they'll be able to stymie the good defensive line for the Niners a little bit more. You're not going to be able to contain Bosa and Fred Warner and all those guys the entire game, but I think they'll do a little bit better job than the Cowboys' offensive line did. They had Terrence Steele in the field. I mean, with the deficiencies in the secondary, and you're gonna have to guard Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and a healthy Dallas Goedert. I just don't think that they're going to be able to do it the whole game. And I think like Kyle said, Jalen Hurts does get kind of shit on a little bit for his throwing ability. I still think he's a damn good passer. So I think the Eagles are going to win. I think it'll be the mid-20s, like a 27-24 type game. That'll be my pick. Eagles 27, Niners 24. I think both these games are going to be really good. But I'm excited for them. Sad Cowboys aren't going to the link. But, yeah. Nick, what you got? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Niners. Their defense is too good. Their offense is too good. I don't know. I don't see anybody beating them other than the Chiefs, maybe, with healthy Mahomes, obviously. But I'm gonna go 2017 Niners. Low scoring game, definitely slugfest.
Interesting. I'm the only one who picked the Eagles to win.
And you're wrong.
You're wild.
And hey, one place
that's what you told me about the Bills-Bengals game last week. Y'all said I was crazy for taking the Bengals.
Dude, okay, hold on. What's my record? I bet my record is better than you.
We're starting our record this week. Just for the record, we're starting the record this week.
I agree.
You said the Chiefs would cover. Did not happen. Said the Eagles would cover. That happened. Said the Bills would cover. That happened. Said the Niners would cover. That happened. So you went 2-2.
Where'd you go?
3-1.
I went 1-3.
Had the Jags.
So.
I had the Jags to cover.
Personally,
Chiefs win. I had the Eagles covering. I had the Bengals winning, and then I had the Cowboys winning. So I went 3-1.
So you took the pussy route.
The Cowboys lost though. So who's the real?
Oh no shit.
So who's the real winner?
Definitely didn't know that.
And one area that I do like that you were saying, Colton, that nobody else really brought up is the Eagles' offensive line. I think Lane Johnson might be one of the best, or is probably the best right tackle. Jason Kelsey's probably the best center. Dickerson's amazing. And you got like Mailata or whatever, I can't remember exactly how it's pronounced.
Yeah, Jordan Mailata.
He's solid. I mean, going from never playing football before to being on one of the best, probably the best offensive line is saying a lot. So,
yeah. Absolutely.
They've got an amazing offensive line. Niners have a really good defensive line. It's probably going to be very fun to watch, especially if you're a offensive line guy like me. Stuff like that. It's just, I enjoy watching. Picks are great. You know, Fred Warner being in the A gap and chasing down CeeDee Lamb's great.
That was a free play, man.
Jamador Lenore getting picks is great. You know, Ebelcom sacking Dak is great.
Zeke at center is great.
All right, guys. All right, we're talking about the Eagles Niners. Come on.
I had to.
You guys are funny, man.
All right, well, I think that's it for the conference championship talk. I think we all got our picks in. It's gonna be a fun day of football, man. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the two spreads are really close. I think they're both going to be great games. Yeah, I think we're gonna do a QB tier list now. Jacob's got it pulled up. He's gonna share his screen. He's gonna put a quarterback up, and we're gonna discuss.
For any viewers, we'll temporarily not be able to see, you know, the rest of the guys' beautiful faces. They'll be limited to the tier list, but yeah. So I'm gonna be kind of, again, y'all feel free to react however y'all would like. If y'all want to say that I'm wrong, feel free to say that I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, feel free to say that I'm right. I'm going to start off, though, in the too early section. So here, the quarterbacks that I put there are mainly guys that just haven't really had a chance to prove themselves, whether that's being rookies, not in the right situation, things like that. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. I got my little cheat sheet here. So first off, I'm going to start with, where is he? Jordan Love. I'm going to say he's too early. He's had some flashes here and there. He's also had some not great times in the NFL.
Made some pretty impressive throws in the preseason when he got the time, but like it's preseason. His talent's there, just too early.
For sure. Next one. Okay, it's gonna be hard at first because I gotta find these guys as I'm saying it. Where is he? Here he is. I'm gonna go too early. Good old Pickett.
Disagree with that one.
I mean, he's not in a great situation. That's where my main argument comes from.
I don't know. I think the Steelers is a pretty solid situation. I mean, they've had 3 head coaches since like the 60s. So I mean, there's not a whole lot of turnover.
What tools does he
They're
have?
rebuilding, though.
Exactly. And being a rookie thrown into that, I don't know. It's very unfortunate for him.
Fine rebuilding for them, though, because they haven't had a losing season in what?
I mean, they haven't had a
15 years?
losing season in Tomlin's tenure. And Tomlin got hired in 2007.
Yeah, that's rebuilding for them, so they're rebuilding.
I mean, they offloaded talent.
The Texans could rebuild like that.
Yeah, dude. Me too, man. They took Chase. They traded Claypool.
He needed to get out of there.
I mean,
he does.
I mean, Chicago's about to cut him anyway, so they're going to lose him and he's literally had like 3 catches in his time with the Bears, which I think the next quarterback on the too early would definitely definitely going to be a guy from the Bears.
What do you mean, bro? Justin Fields goated.
Might get traded.
It would be dumb.
I agree. I fully do. But it's not completely impossible to happen. Next, I'll go with old Desmond Ridder. Falcons are terrible. He's a rookie.
No flashes here and there.
Exactly. Yeah.
But overall, Falcons are just the Falcons.
I don't think he's an NFL quarterback.
Bold.
No.
He might. I don't know. Too early to tell. I think it's too early to tell.
Considering I drafted him in the 3rd round of my dynasty league last year, I hope he is. But I'm not sure.
All right. Next, I've got Malik Willis. Again, he didn't have a whole lot of opportunities. He was not great in the opportunities he had. But yeah, I think he's too early.
Yeah, definitely too early.
Next, I got Trey Lance. I'll put Trey Lance too early. He hasn't done a whole lot, but when you break your ankle, that slows down some things.
He played a game and a half.
Yeah, and one of those was in a monsoon in Chicago. So
yeah,
yeah,
no idea on him yet.
Yeah, and then my other Niners quarterback, Purdy. I'm gonna say Purdy's too early to tell. He's going through a playoff push, but he's got all the tools around him. He hasn't proven that he's an F tier. But I would say that he hasn't done anything insane enough to actually get him a ranking yet. That's my opinion.
And this is. Oh.
Sorry, I'm
Go
going
ahead,
to
Nick.
This is a question for you. If they win the Super Bowl with Purdy,
Mm-hmm.
do they stick with him or they go back to Trey?
I think you have to.
That's the real question.
I think you have to.
You stick with him?
If you win a Super Bowl with a rookie, at that point, I think that both Lance and Garoppolo they don't have a home. I think they're going to try to get as much as they can for Lance. Maybe see if they can keep Jimmy just for that veteran impact, but I don't see a route where you ditch your Super Bowl winner,
Or is it like a Nick Foles, Carson Wentz situation?
It very easily could be.
Like they just went back to Carson Wentz, where if they do that, you know what I mean?
Jimmy G didn't play like a MVP guy like Carson Wentz did. Jimmy was good.
Jimmy was playing very well this season before he broke his ankle or his foot. He was playing very well. He was playing better than his usual self, I should say.
He wasn't playing at the MVP level like Carson Wentz was whenever he went down. That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
But this is nothing against Purdy. I think he's doing good, but he could not have been thrown into a better situation. He's done everything the right way. He's done what he just needed to do to get him to the conference championship round. He got thrown into the best situation. I think is perfect to put him on the too early list.
In totality, you got Kyle Shanahan. Mm-hmm. What a coach to first be coached by.
Yeah.
And then you have the supporting cast of everybody the 49ers has. So
you got three running backs on the Niners that could go and start on an NFL team. You combine that with Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. Come on. And with a above average to good offensive line.
I'd say a top 5
perfect situation for him. Yeah, easily. Didn't look like it this weekend because Dallas' defensive line is very good, but overall, good offense.
Now, backup. The first one I have in the backup spot. Where is he? Got a little Drew Lock. I think it's Drew Lock, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Backup. I think in the right situation he could start, but he didn't play it all this year. But he's not a name to forget. The next one, he has to go in the backup slot, I think, but if he was the starter for any team in the NFL, I think they would probably have the worst quarterback in the league, and that's Teddy Bridgewater. I just think he needs to retire at this point. At one point he was – why did I put him in F? I think at one point he could have been something and then, had his injury. So,
Yep. He was good on the Minnesota team, man.
Yep.
I like him with the Saints too, but he just couldn't get it done.
Mm-hmm. Now we start our actual list, in my opinion. So this first slot is F. This is for quarterbacks that if they were starting on my NFL team, I would no longer want to be a fan of them.
Zach Wilson.
So you just beat me to it.
I'll go out on the record and say I don't think any quarterback deserves to be an F. I think every quarterback. They're in the pro. They're in the pros for a reason, right?
No,
they're in the pros for a reason. There is no. It should be an F. But
we're ranking pros against pros.
We're ranking NFL players against NFL players. Now, if we had CFL included, right, you'd have CFL probably down there. If you had XFL, I think Kyle's being a little too nice.
Maybe so. I wouldn't put anybody. I would put maybe D and up, but cause I don't think anybody's
He's like Z, bro.
I think F is a special category for a couple special guys.
Okay, so let's talk. I want to talk about Zach Wilson just for a second, actually.
Okay.
Really quick, because this is going to take a long time for this list. He put himself, I will say that, in a weird social media craze with everything he was kind of involved in. I think with all that, he kind of got. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. You're the Jets fan here. I feel like he kind of got a shorter leash than kind of some of the people would have, kind of due to all the antics that was kind of going on.
Like him, like banging his mom's friends.
Yeah, that was a big deal, man. And I'm sure he's getting blown up. It could have caused some rifts in between families, like all that kind of stuff. I think he's a lot better than what we have seen, and that's what I'm gonna say about Zach Wilson.
All right,
everybody's kind of torn on that one.
Moving on.
Yeah. Next, I would say this player is gonna go in F at least for this season. And I think you could potentially do one more, but I only have 2 players in my F right now, and that other player is Carson Wentz. I'm putting Wentz at F.
Yep.
I don't believe in Carson Wentz anymore. At one point, I really liked Carson Wentz, but I do not anymore.
He needs his own category, man. Just Carson Wentz.
If I was going F, I think it was Carson Wentz.
I think with just again, Zach Wilson could easily go on that too early, but I think this season probably is going to have such a big impact on his career. He's going to have, yeah, and I don't know, like those videos of him being around all those other first-round draft picks, and he just looks out of place. He doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. Like you take Joe Burrow, and you're like, okay, he's him. The way he carries himself, and then Zach Wilson's like a little 14-year-old out there among men. So,
and you're asking him to be the leader of a team. I just don't think he's got that quality.
Yep, I agree. Leader of men.
Sucks.
Not a leader of college players, but men.
He blows.
So now my next, we got D. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna start throwing people in here, and then if y'all see anybody y'all don't agree with, feel free to jump in, so it doesn't take too long. So my first guy, again, I gotta find him. It's a white dude. There he is. Sorry, Kyle.
No, I mean for sure. I mean, don't say sorry.
I think we're
got our next guy. Oh, didn't grab him. There it is. Matt Ryan. At one point was something.
I think he needs his own category where he could just fucking retire.
Right.
He would be the poster boy for that.
I'm really bummed Ellinger's not on this list, but he's not. I think he would go in the same category.
Ellinger he would go in too early.
Yeah,
Ellinger blows, dude.
I agree.
No.
He's not bad.
You want to talk about bad situations?
He's a bad NFL quarterback.
Situations. Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's a good college quarterback.
Colton's going to talk about this for an hour.
Games.
Moving on. Jacob, keep going, please.
I agree with Colton.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would take him over Zach Wilson.
Right. We're going Andy Dalton.
Trash.
I'm throwing the other Saints
we'll go with that.
Two-headed attack.
Yeah.
Jameis. I've got...
No.
Yes. I've got Mike White going D.
Dude. What the hell?
Mike White.
Yes.
Mike White is not good,
bro.
He hasn't proven anything other than that one game where he went
Mike
off.
White, bro.
Yeah. Where is he? We got the MVP himself, Trubisky. I'd put it at a D.
I put Trubisky at backup personally. I think he's going to be a good backup.
Yeah, that's not actually. I'm gonna change it. I agree. I think he goes.
Wow, so you listen to him, but not me.
No,
Wow.
because that's true. That is true. He didn't. Well, he maybe started one game, 2 games.
Trubisky has had his chances, and he hadn't looked good. And I think he's going to be a backup the rest of his career. I really don't.
If he was to go somewhere and start, I think he would be in this D area.
Yes, I agree. But for now, he's a backup.
We'll go D. I think he's better than Carson.
I'd put Heineke as C.
I'm sticking D personally.
Okay. Well, we can have more than 2 people comment about that.
For sure. I'm going Sam at D.
Yep.
He's not great.
He's looked like a C, borderline B, bro. Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, for sure. But all these guys have that quality. They can play up here, but they're just not right now.
Okay.
I'm putting Jacoby Brissett at D. And then
I think he would. I would personally put him in the backup category. I just don't think he's good enough to start on the NFL team.
I think he's good enough to start on that Browns team. But they invested money into someone, and so they got to play him.
Okay.
And then the only other player that Colton already read my mind, I'm going Baker at D. Anybody other than Colton that hate or like any of these picks in particular?
Mike White should be S tier. Just saying.
Okay. All right. Kyle, anything?
No, I think he hit it. I think he hit it pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right, now we're gonna go C.
I think we're gonna have
my C section. So I'm gonna start. Off Jared Goff. He actually proved me wrong this season. I think he could be potentially B.
I'd put him. I put him at B, man. He looked good this year.
He's had one. The one thing for me is he's had one good year.
Well, are we basing it off of this year?
I'm based off of like right now, this second, and just in my mind. I think he had this new system. Things were clicking for that team, so he just hasn't done enough to put him to B for me. Next one, I'm gonna go Stafford.
Yep, I was gonna say him.
He's just not him anymore. I don't think he's a little old. Is what it is. I'm gonna go Mac Jones up in C.
I was literally just about to say Mac Jones. I mean, he has the potential to be a B to A tier quarterback. His offensive staff is just bad.
Yep.
They're trying to get him killed up there. I mean, it's Matt Patricia shouldn't be allowed near an NFL team ever. I mean,
I'll go Jimmy. I think Jimmy G is definitely a C. Just like we were saying with some of these quarterbacks, he has games where he executes like a high B, but other games he plays like a D. So I'm gonna go kind of wild. I don't really like this quarterback, but sometimes he proves me wrong. I'm gonna go Tannehill at C. I would say he's closer to D, but I'm gonna put him at C.
I put Deshaun Watson at C.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going next. Deshaun Watson C. I think that Jacoby Brissett could easily start for that team, but Deshaun Watson
paid him $200 million.
Yeah, if you drop them on any team, I think Deshaun Watson. That's not the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson is just a better quarterback overall. That's all for my C. So I'm gonna move to B.
I put Russell Wilson at C.
Well, that's my first guy.
He's still a Hall of Famer.
We're talking about right this second, though.
If we're talking right this second,
everything he's done up to this point.
The second they fired Hackett, he played pretty well. So I think there was some outstanding stuff for that team that was not on Russ. Now we go Trevor Lawrence.
I put Lawrence at A.
He hasn't proven it to me yet. Carr at B.
Wrong.
Where do you think?
Carr is C.
Damn. Okay.
Carr is his brother reincarnated. At times, my ass. Derek Carr is not a good quarterback.
Dude, look at his stats, bro.
He's not a good quarterback.
He has the most fourth quarter comebacks in the last.
Watch the film, not box scores.
You're a box score.
Got him. All right, we're gonna go.
Boom, roasted.
I'm gonna put Tua in the B.
Tua turning the ball over.
I put Danny Dimes in B too.
Hey, well, is this your list? No, it's not. My bad.
Yeah,
that was
it's
aggressive.
all
My
of
bad.
our
My bad.
lists.
Well, I'm going with what I have so far. I'm putting Kirk at B. Sometimes he
It's
plays.
not prime
Sometimes he
time.
plays
He's
like
an
an
S.
1 p.m. Kirk is like fucking top.
Goated.
The new nightmare baby.
I'm gonna go Kyler. I'm gonna put him at B. Could very easily be C pretty soon though. He's slowly going down the list for me.
Dak.
I'm gonna go Justin Fields.
He's an A.
Justin Fields at B.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Gino right now is a B. Let's see, who am I missing? I'm missing someone. Oh yeah,
I mean, it has to be Danny Dimes, right?
I actually skipped someone. Dak, I have at a C. I have him at a C right now.
Yeah. You didn't skip him. You just wanted to fucking make a big deal about it.
Nah, never. I'm gonna go Danny Dimes at B, and then
Oh my god. Okay.
I would take him over Dak right now.
I wouldn't.
Well, both teams lost, so I guess there's not really an argument that can be made.
Yeah, one got fucking blown out.
By the Eagles.
Crazy.
Now, I feel like I'm gonna get some hate for this next one, because one of these players down here is gonna stay in the B category. Personally, I think that this B ranking is gonna be based mainly on his current system that he's in, his situation. I think he's got the talent to. I think he has the talent where he is an A. But
Go ahead and put Lamar there.
I got to put him at B. It's not Lamar.
Erod. Jay Herbo.
Oh,
I'm putting Herbert at B for now.
Oh,
They need a new head coach, man.
I agree. I think it's fully on the system, but
He's
Yeah,
so good to not be as good as he should be, if that makes sense.
yeah, I agree.
It has to be the coaching.
Yeah,
right now Lamar, Rodgers, and Brady are not better.
I don't know. What about you? I see a disgruntled face with Kyle over there.
He's definitely A.
Easily.
He is A, but
I think you can only put maybe 4 or 5 between the A and the S category.
Yeah, I mean,
And Justin Herbert is one of those.
Okay.
there's no
He is
shot
racist,
right now.
So I want to clarify
Right
this
now.
though. We're doing this off of this season,
Off of this second right now,
off of this second.
everything's considered.
Okay.
Rodgers, Brady, and Lamar are not better than right now. I'd venture to say that
dude,
even Josh
he
Allen
is good. He's not saying we're not saying he's not good, like that good. He's just the system. He's just
You're
not
putting him on
in
the
right
same
system.
level as Russell Wilson.
Because of the
Kirk
system,
Cousins.
dog.
Let's keep moving. Let's go.
He's also on
We
the
got
same
A.
level as Trevor Lawrence. So, A. I'm just gonna go down
Yeah,
my
I mean,
list.
this is your list. This is not.
I got Aaron Rodgers. I'm going Jalen Hurts A. Tom Brady, he's got to be an A. I don't know if I saw those clips of the Bucks, but they just look disgruntled. They look like they didn't want to be there. Other than
You put
him,
him at A because of that?
well, I think that wasn't on him. If anything, the points they scored was solely because of him. That defense looked terrible. They allowed the Dak Prescott that we just watched throw 2 picks tear him up. So, similar as Herbert. I mean, Tom Brady's, it hurts me to say he's the greatest quarterback of all time. And for him not to be or an S, it's kind of nuts, but that's where I'm going.
2 picks against the best defense in the league, and that's what we're basing this off of.
I mean,
This is the dumbest fucking list ever.
I'm going Burrow A.
This is fucking stupid.
Burrow's easily A.
And
I'm going Josh Allen as an A. Lamar, I think, is an A. I think he's holding out right now. I don't think he's actually that hurt. That's just my opinion. And then,
he gets an A for that.
yeah. And I'm going Mahomes S. I don't think that's debatable. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
if you're going by that, wouldn't Mahomes be an A because of his ankle?
no, he came back in and they won.
Yeah, I guess.
Messed his ankle up, came back in. That's he's got that dog in him, you know. So
I think you have 3 rows correct.
okay.
S, D, and too early.
D's is the furthest from correct.
Just because Mike White's in there. Stop it.
Yeah, dude, he should
Well,
be
the
up
fact
there
that
with Pat
Mike
Lee.
White is there, that's how we know D's correct. But obviously, you know, like the letter sorting it's kind of strict, right? I think Herbert is the closest to the A out of that group. I think Trevor Lawrence is next, and then you just have a bunch of quarterbacks. I think Dak placed himself in C this week, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting with my list. We can make this a thing every single week. Someone else does a list. We can pick different receivers or different positions, different sports, whatever. But that's kind of what I'm running with. So
That's hot.
yeah.
All right, well, I think that's been over an hour on NFL. I think it's about that time to go on to the NBA now. So last week we picked 5 at random games. I put 5 games I put all the games into a random number generator. Picked 5. So the first game that we had the Pacers at the Thunder Wednesday of last week. Kyle had the Thunder. Jacob had the Thunder. I had the Pacers. Nick had the Thunder. The Thunder won by 20. So, yeah, definitely was not a good pick on my part. I really thought Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers were going to do a little bit better, but good Lord, they got beat by 20. So I don't really know what else to say on that one. Then we had the Nets and the Suns on Thursday. Let's see, who did everybody have? I think we all picked the Nets. Yeah, we all picked the Nets, and the Suns won by 5.
Damn.
Without D-Book, Chris Paul, and Cam Johnson. I can't remember.
And campaign, I think.
Yeah. So it's not off to a great start. Well, 0-2 action. So we had the Warriors and Cavs on Friday. Where's that game?
That was the Jordan Poole
Didn't
game.
go Cavs by 10.
Yeah. I said the Cavs as well. Kyle and Jacob had the Warriors. I said Cavs. Nick said Cavs by 10. And the Warriors won by 6. So I'm just not doing good on these picks right now. I mean, this is just ridiculous. We also had the Nets and the Jazz on Friday. We all picked the Jazz, and that's won by 11.
Yep.
So, sitting at 0-4.
Kyrie went off.
Wow.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, final game that we picked, we had the Celtics at the Raptors. In the first quarter, Marcus Smart goes down. Second quarter, Rob goes down. You're already missing Tatum. Down 3 of your 5 starters. Grant Williams steps up, drops a career high 25. Brogdon's been playing like a 6-man of the year candidate. And the Celtics managed to squeak out the dub by 2 on the road against a decent Raptors team down 3 starters. Jaylen Brown went off. I mean,
That's good for him.
Is what it is. So
I wonder who your team is.
We all picked. Well, we prefaced this the last time. That
If only,
Celtics,
right?
Yeah, if only. If only it was recorded that Celtics are my team. So, yeah. So we can go on and move on to this week's picks. So on Tuesday, Nuggets at the Pelicans. All right, Jacob, who you got?
Are there any big missing pieces right now for Denver?
I can tell you right now. Give me a second.
Because I think for a while there, I don't think anybody's really been hurt for either of those teams. No, there's no Zion. So the thing is, there's no Zion for Pelicans.
And is Brandon Ingram playing?
Brandon Ingram's day to day. Jokic is day to day. Michael Porter Jr. is day to day.
Well, I'm going Denver.
Yep. I'm going Denver as well. I just think the Just don't think the Pelicans are losing more than the Pelicans players that are out is more of a loss than the Nuggets. I think Jokic will probably play. What do you think,
so,
Kyle?
too.
Nuggets.
All right, Nick, what you got?
Nuggies by 10.
Chicken nuggies.
Well, now we know that the Pelicans are going to win. So
Get out of town.
So the next game we got is on Wednesday. Is the Nets at the 76ers. This is going to be a good game. Potential playoff matchup.
KD playing?
AD is out with a knee injury, and as of right now, Embiid and Harden are both listed as day-to-day.
Oh, yeah. Sixers will win.
I'm picking the 76ers as well. I mean, without KD, I just don't think the Nets are that good. So, what did you say, Nick?
Sixers.
Who's hurt?
We'll go with the Nets. I think we kind of seen that in these past two games that we kind of picked against them. They kind of seem to be doing okay without KD. So,
well, one of them is against the Jazz. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt.
Got him.
Go ahead, Jacob.
That was rude. Who'd you say was going to be out for the Sixers?
Day-to-day is Harden and Embiid. And today's Monday night.
I'm going. So it's 2 nights away. I'm going Philly. I'll go Philly. I think they'll play.
So Thursday we got a good matchup. We got the Mavs at the Suns. Two teams hate each other. Me personally, I think Mavericks are going to win. Luka's going to drop like a 50, 30, 20 game or some shit because, I mean, he hates the Suns with a passion. So, what about you, Kyle? Who you got?
Mavs shows for the Mavs, Christian Wood and Max Kleber are both out. But for the Suns, you have Cameron Payne, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, and Landry Shamet all out. So, I'll rock with Mavs.
Jacob, who you got?
Shamet? Is it Shamet, not Shamet? My bad.
No,
Shamet.
I was making fun of the TikTok audio.
I got Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas. Nick?
Luka. Big D.
All right, so on Friday, we got the Bucks at the Pacers. I think the Bucks are going to run away with this one. Giannis is back to playing like Giannis. I mean, he's hard to stop, man. What about you, Jacob? Who you got?
Bucks. I think that's an easy one. I say that, but watch the Pacers. Halliburton's about to have 40.
Yeah, Halliburton's going to drop a 40, 15, 10 game.
Yeah, he'll go off.
What about you, Kyle? Who you got?
Bucks. Lock of the week.
Lock of the week.
Lock.
Damn. Took the most
All right,
obvious
Nick,
one so far.
Nick, who you got?
Who is it? Milwaukee and who?
Bucks at the Pacers.
I'm going to go Pacers with the underdog win of the week.
Damn!
All right. Kyle's going to appreciate this next one. So the final game we got, Suns at the Spurs on Saturday. I will personally be taking the Suns. Kyle, who are you taking?
Spurs, baby. Go Spurs, go.
Can't pick
That's my underdog lock of the week.
Oh!
What about you, Jacob? What you got?
I'm going San Antonio.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
I hate the Suns.
I'm going to go San Antonio with my lock of the week.
Damn. I'm the only one who picked the Suns, so we're gonna find out.
You'll learn that was the wrong choice.
Okay, we gonna see. So got our NBA picks in, talking about a little underdog and favorite of the week. So now we're gonna get into our best bets of the week.
Wait, Colton, did me and you do an underdog and a lock? I don't think we did.
No, I didn't.
Well, I'll just real quick rattle mine off. I would say San Antonio is my underdog then. I think my lock, honestly, is Denver. I'm going to go locking it. Boom. Denver's going to beat the brakes.
I think I'm going to lock in the 76ers. I think that'll be my lock. Underdog, I mean, I guess the Spurs, man. You never know.
You said Phoenix was going to win. You said Phoenix was going to win, though. Uh-oh.
Snip
snap.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were doing underdog and favorite.
Mine was honestly just a joke.
I was just making fun of Kyle.
I had to join in.
I mean, Jesus Christ. All right, so now we got our best bets for the week. So last week my best went 2-1. Chiefs Jags over 52.5. Mahomes doesn't get hurt. I think there's 6 more points in that game. Whatever. Then I had Celtics money line versus Golden State. Got the dub in OT. Tatum dropped. I think it was 31, 19, and 6. I mean, him and Brown are the best duo in the league. And then I said Jalen Hurts would get a rushing touchdown, and that hit in the first half. So I went 2-1 on my bets last week. So start out with the best bets for this week. You got to do it. Jalen Hurts with another rushing touchdown. I mean, he's such a threat with his legs. I think it's, like I said, 27-24 Eagles. I think one of those touchdowns would be Hurts on the ground. Got the Bengals money line because I just like them outright. And then this was probably the easiest pick I've ever done. The Celtics money line versus Knicks on Thursday. I don't think it's going to be close. I mean, yeah, Marcus Smart and Rob Williams are probably going to be out, so we'll probably end up losing that game because we played down.
You're going to have to put Deuce in, bro. Deuce is going to have to guard me. Or, not me. The Knicks. Me.
That's fine. He'll probably Julius Randle.
Yeah, he would.
Damn.
But all right, Jacob, what's your 3 best bets of the week?
So I'm not doing 3 bets. I'm going with I put down a 6-leg parlay. This is all prize picks. I feel like this is golden. Okay, I'm just gonna rip off the list real quick. I'm going. We're gonna go Kelsey over receiving yards, 76.5. Christian McCaffrey will get a touchdown. It's an anytime touchdown. It's at 0.5. He just needs one. He's had one every single game for the past 9. Devontae Smith, I'm taking his over on receiving yards. It's 65.5. I think Robbie Gould, he's gonna go over 1.5 field goals. P. Ryan over 16.5 rushing yards. It's kind of like a shout out to Kyle. I've got the ball tingle. Something's telling me P. Ryan over 16.5. He'll rip off like a 25-yarder. And Isaiah Pacheco going over 47.5 rushing yards. He blew it. He's blown it out of the water multiple times. So
all overs this weekend. Interesting.
Yeah, I hate unders. Unders. I go under, and they turn into if it's a basketball player, they turn into prime Jordan. If it's a running back, they turn into prime Frank Gore. So.
All right, Kyle. What's your best for the week, man? What you got?
I'm gonna just name off the ones that I've kind of already said today. Like I said, I had my lock of the week with the Bucks over the Pacers, and then I'll go just straight money lines with the championship rounds on Sunday with Bengals money line and 49ers money line.
Interesting. All right, Nick, what you got?
I got a little 4-leg parlay. McCaffrey anytime tutty over 0.5. Hurts over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Joe Burrow over 265.5 pass yards, and Miles Sanders under 58.5 rush yards.
Dang, okay. There's that under.
I like that.
A little underplay. I like it. Yeah, I think I like those bets. The last time I followed Kyle on a parlay, I got severely fucked over, so I think I'm going to be right.
Last time I followed you on a parlay.
Feeling is mutual, yeah. Feeling is mutual.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, whatever.
Bet with us at your own risk.
Insurance still helped that parlay that I put together his, so I don't want to.
Imagine being scared of using insurance.
It wasn't insurance. It was the 4 of 6. I hit 4 of 6, and you use free money to do it anyway. So, yeah. So I think that kind of wraps up our sports edition or sports part of this podcast. I think the next thing we're going to go into is this didn't get recorded last week either. This is our personal top 5 Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and let Nick take this one from the beginning. Nick, list your top 5 Marvel movies from 5 to 1.
Starting 5 is Iron Man, the original. Started it. 4, No Way Home, nostalgic. All 3 Spider-Man, dope. 3 is Ragnarok, best Thor movie. 2 Endgame, and then 1 Infinity War.
Solid. All right, Kyle, what you got, man?
Got a little crap for this from Colton. Last time this was not reported. I got 5, just like Nick, Iron Man. Started all off, iconic movie. Definitely one of the best out there. 4, I got Civil War. I thought Civil War was a really good movie. I really enjoyed that personally. 3, going Spider-Man No Way Home. I think it was very nostalgic, as Nick said, and getting to see all 3 Spideys in there was really cool. And I'm going to stay with Nick and roll with 2 Endgame and number 1 Infinity War.
Solid list. Civil War was basically just another Avengers movie with how many fucking people were in that movie. Great movie, though. All right, Jacob, what you got? What's your top 5, man?
So I've got 5. I'm going Homecoming. I like Homecoming. Homecoming is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. 4, I know. So this one wasn't even mentioned last week, but I had a change of heart. I'm going Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy are some of the best Marvel movies. They've got, shout out to Kyle, some of the best soundtracks of all the Marvel movies. But yeah, and then 3 Endgame, 2 Ragnarok, 1 Infinity War. One movie that I don't think fit this because it feels like we're all going MCU. I don't really know how much it really fits MCU-wise, though, is Logan. I think Logan could easily be top 5. But I don't really know if that qualifies. I just got to give a little shout out to Logan.
Marvel. Just overall Marvel.
Right.
Not MCU, just Marvel. It's definitely top 5, yeah.
Never seen Logan. Definitely something I'm going to have to watch.
It needs to be on your watch list. It's really good.
It is. It's on the watch list. I just don't have a lot of time. So I can get into my top 5.
Oh, God.
So at 5, I got Thor Ragnarok. Easily the best Thor movie. They've done my boy wrong the last couple movies. At 4, I'm going to go Endgame. Great movie. Felt like there were some scenes that were forced, and great movie, though. 3, I got Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Just all-time movie. Badass. That was an awesome movie. The elevator scene is one of the best scenes in any of the MCU movies. So good. 2, I got Infinity War. It speaks for itself. Infinity War is beautiful. It's chef's kiss. And then number 1, baby, Iron Man. The original, the best, set the whole thing up. Without Iron Man, you don't have the MCU. If that movie would have flopped, you would have got another kind of like DC kind of movie, like the verse, whatever you want to call it.
Shots fired at DC.
No.
Not really. Yeah.
It's okay, dude. DC has not made a good movie
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Iron Man. You get not only Iron Man, but post-credit scene you get Nick Fury talking about the Avengers Initiative. Everything about that movie is great. It's the first. It's the original. It's the best. Helps that Iron Man is my favorite. Little bias there, but this is what this list is, man. You're gonna be biased. What you like. Yeah. I think, what else is there to say? Iron Man's just that guy, man. He's him.
You see the Joe Burrow of the MCU?
Yeah. But, so we can go ahead and move on to our last segment, and this is basically Jacob's special segment is what we'll call it. Every week we'll finish with a special segment from Jacob, and we have no idea what it's going to be, so this is all going to be off the top of our heads, quick thinking. So go ahead and get into it, Jacob. What do you got for us?
All right. So this one, it's near and dear to my heart. I think it's near and dear to everybody's heart here. It'd be better if one of y'all was a Bronco fan. But, that being said, did OJ do it? I think that's one of the most important questions in pop culture. Only reason I ask this, I saw a TikTok recently. Someone made like a emotional edit, basically saying that he didn't do it. So, it made me think. So
There was a Bills fan that showed up to the playoff game wearing an OJ jersey. So
I'll start first. I think he did do it. I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, you think he did?
Oh, for sure.
So I'll go next. Shout out to my dad. I know you're gonna watch this. Me and him have the same thoughts on this.
Oh,
he didn't do it. I don't think he did it. As my dad was. Oh, never mind. Me and my dad both say OJ didn't do it. So I'm with him on that. I don't think he did.
Yeah, you have to give some kind of backstory to that. I mean, what
the glove didn't fit, man. Glove didn't fit, and I think he got set up. I don't know the whole everything about it. I just don't think he did it, man. And I mean, the videos that he made on Twitter there in the pandemic, that shit was hilarious. Hey, Twitter world.
That's the best. That's the best one. The interview's the best one.
The interview of that is like it's so out of pocket. But all right. Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Nick. No, go ahead, Nick.
Oh, dude. I guess I'm just gonna go. This is gonna be boring, but the jury deemed him non-guilty, so I'm gonna say not guilty.
Wow.
I don't know anything about the. I'll be honest. I don't know anything about the case.
There we go, Nick. Yes, sir.
So I'm just gonna go with not guilty.
Last but not least, what you got, man?
We'll roll with Jacob, man. I mean, I definitely think he did it. Just off the couple, documentaries, what have you about it. To combat the glove didn't fit. I've heard conspiracies that maybe when he's trying to put it on, he's spreading his hand out a little bit, and it ain't coming all the way down. But I don't think we'll never know. Honestly,
for sure.
Just one of those things that you just have to speculate, and he has to live with that with the rest of his life, whether he did or didn't. How he's seen in the public eyes. So, but he did it.
Yep.
And
definitely,
if I'm not mistaken, they found his DNA at the crime scene, like his blood or whatever or something. And then the rookie mistake with the glove, all that. It's just
I don't know. I mean, wasn't the crime scene like at his house? So yeah, they probably found his DNA on something because it was somewhere where he lived.
And why would he run?
Like, yeah.
Why would he hop in the Bronco?
And drive away
for however long the pursuit was.
Shout out to that photographer. That's a
straight up. Got about 30 LAPD behind him and got OJ in the white Bronco. Yeah, he did do it. I don't think he did it.
I don't know. I think he did.
But okay. So I guess I think we'll end there. I think it was a good little talk. We got about an hour and a half of podcast to work with. Appreciate everybody coming in and listening to this. I mean, I think we had a couple of people in the stream here and there. We're gonna post this on YouTube. Gonna post it. I mean, if we can find a way to get it on Apple Podcasts, we'll do that too. Spotify maybe. We're gonna have to figure all that out, but it's definitely going on YouTube. Appreciate everybody for listening. So once again, I'm Colton.
Jacob.
Nick. I want to say thank y'all for listening to our bullshit for an hour and a half. So this will be a weekly deal. Gonna do it every Monday night. Hopefully get it uploaded by Tuesday-ish. And so yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody, and talk y'all later.
And go Niners.
Fucking Niners.